Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday. So, how is everybody? It's much cooler here. Like, it's just regular hot now than it was last week when it was extremely hot. So that's an improvement. I personally am cold right now, which is why I'm all wrapped up in my like warm pajamas. But it's like normal temperature. It's not actually cold. It's just me being cold. So there's that. I don't know what else I talked about last week. I don't remember. That was a long time ago. So if there was anything that I should be following up on there, I am sorry, but we're just gonna have to let it go. So I don't actually have anything to talk about this week, but I thought I remembered today a thing that I had not updated you on in a while, which is my knitting, which I know is like super exciting for everybody. But look, it's almost a sweater now. It's got one sleeve. It was I was gonna do the sleeves 2 at a time, which is where you put 2 needles in and then you knit around on one and knit around on the other. And that is actually, it's a really good way to do things because it tends to keep your tension more even so that your sleeves end up being the same length. You don't actually accidentally get one like more tightly knit than the other, or like accidentally do something weird with it. It's easier to keep them matching if you do it that way. Same way with socks. But in order to do that, I would have had to keep switching my needle back and forth because I'm on interchangeable needles and I don't have 2 tips of the same size, two sets of tips of the same size. Which would have been not that bad, actually. That would have been okay. But the reason I really didn't do it is because I realized that I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with the sleeves, and I figured I was probably going to be like knitting some and then going, no, I don't like that, and ripping it back. And I didn't want to do that on 2 sleeves at the same time. I thought that would be a little much. So I just made 1 sleeve, and now I'm going to go back and make the other sleeve and hope that they match at the end. Exciting. The nice thing about this is it's a top-down sweater, so I can try it on as I'm going, which I was going to do last time, but I didn't. I forgot because I was busy. See me remembering to take off the pajama top before I try to put a sweater on over the top of it. Okay. So, we have almost a whole sweater. And it fits pretty well, I don't know how well you can see it in the thing, but all of this is dental floss, which makes an excellent safety line. So if you need to see where something is or you need to rip back to a particular place, dental floss works really well because it doesn't, because it's strong and it doesn't it's easy to see generally. Works out pretty well. And it's thin, so it doesn't take up a lot of bulk inside your stitch, if that makes sense. Made it with a little more than a half sleeve on purpose because my plan is to wear it around the house, and if I'm doing stuff around the house, I kind of need my sleeves to not be hanging down over my hands because I need to be able to do things well, theoretically, I would like to be able to do things like wash dishes. That's a thing that kind of depends on how long I can stand up or whatever. But I don't want to have to keep pushing my sleeves up. And also we have dogs, and I'm constantly dealing with dogs, and just easier if I can push my sleeves out of the way, or if better yet they are just not in the way to begin with. The neck looks weird. It's a boat neck, but it looks like it's a square neck because it's a raglan sleeve situation, and that pulls on the neckline. I still am not sure what I'm going to do with the waist situation. I feel like I talked about this before. I can't remember. Maybe I didn't. Because of the lace panel here, it tends to flip up weirdly, and it has relaxed some since I first knit it. It is laying much flatter than it was before. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. I might end up ripping back part of that and re-knitting part of it in a different configuration that hopefully will keep it from doing that. I could just block it. Blocking is, normally you do wet blocking, which is where you get it wet and then you lay it out on like a bed or like maybe on your floor on a carpet if you are lucky enough not to have pets or children. Or if you are very fancy, you have a blocking mat for this. I don't actually know anyone that has a blocking mat, but some people do. And then you like pin it out into shape, and it helps it. If it's a natural fiber, if it's like wool or something, it will like stay in the shape that you pin it if you let it sit there until it dries. This is acrylic, so it doesn't really block the same way that wool does, but it kind of will. And you can also do like a steam block, which is where you like hit it with steam from an iron. And that will kill the acrylic, what is called killing the acrylic, which is like it takes all the, it like very slightly melts the acrylic, so it makes it drapier and it doesn't like roll up and stuff. I don't think I'm going to do that because that's too much effort, frankly. So I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do about the hem situation flipping up like that. It has garter stitch hem, which theoretically should have kept it from rolling up. That's like what it is for there. That's why the person put it there. But because of the difference between the tension in the lace panel and the other parts of the sweater, where the other stitch patterns are, the lace pattern is looser, and so it makes it flip up in a weird way. So that's why. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm thinking about ripping it back up a little bit and then re-knitting the lace panel slightly higher and then putting some ribbing on the bottom. I haven't decided yet. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm sure this is all super fascinating to you who are not knitters. I hope that it is at least kind of coherent, like you kind of understand what I'm talking about. That's the best I can do, really. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for talking about my weird thing. This is the first time I've knitted this sweater pattern. This is, in fact, once I finish the arm, this will be the first like whole sweater that I have actually completed. Like, I started knitting a sweater once before a long time ago, like a long time ago when I first started knitting, like probably about 15 years ago, maybe more. And I didn't get, I knit like maybe half a sweater, and then I didn't finish it for some reason that I don't remember because it was a long time ago. And that's as far as I got. I've never really, I don't think I've tried knitting any other sweaters since then. I've only knit other things. Hi, bud. Whimsy has come to grace us with his presence. So yeah, this is the first sweater that I've almost completed. I mean, I suppose technically I could wear it like this if I wanted to. Just have to bind off this edge and then I'd be done. But so, yeah, so, I mean, I like the way this turned out. I've modified it slightly, like, you know, shortening the thing, and I shortened the waist some because I am super short-waisted. So if I made this like the length that the pattern called for, it would have been way too long. If I were going to knit it again, like from the beginning with a totally different yarn to like make a second sweater, I think I would make some more small modifications. Like I think I might put in some waist shaping or something. But I like this one just the way it turned out. It's fine. This is basically what I was going for. It's just something that I could wear around the house because I get cold. Even when it's August. So, I've been talking for almost 10 minutes, and none of you are, like, I know that this is not interesting. I'm just, why am I talking? Why am I telling other people about knitting? No one cares. Okay, so, Whimsy cares. Whimsy cares about my knitting. Whimsy doesn't care about my knitting at all. It's nice, though, because I can sit here and knit while I watch dramas with Min, so that makes everyone happy. So, okay, I'm done talking about the knitting. I love you guys a lot, and I will probably tell you about the knitting again later on after I finish the other sleeve, and whatever I'm doing with the waist situation. But then after that, I think I'll probably be done with, at least with the sweater. So we'll see how that goes. I love you all. Have a good week. I will see you next week. Don't forget to be awesome.